Once upon a time, on the edge of an old town, stood an abandoned hospital rising like an ominous silhouette over the years. The walls of this hospital witnessed horrific experiments that became the stuff of stories and legends. The most terrifying legend was of a patient who lost his sanity during mysterious experiments conducted in the hospital and became a ghost. This ghost wandered the corridors for years, seeking vengeance for his pain-ridden past. For youths, Alice, Tom, Mia, and Lucas, mesmerized by the mysterious tale of this hospital, gathered their courage to find out if the ghost was real. Each had their own reasons. Alice, driven by her fascination with the supernatural; Tom, in search of adrenaline; Mia, wanting to support her friends; and Lucas, skeptical about ghost stories. When they arrived at the hospital at midnight, the wind howled through the building's broken windows. As they stepped inside, they were greeted by suffocating darkness and a gloomy atmosphere. The peeling paint on the walls, rusted medical equipment, and scattered documents were silent witnesses to the hospital's dark past. Initially, the youth's fears were mixed with excitement and a sense of adventure. However, as they delved deeper into the hospital, the atmosphere became increasingly threatening. The corridors narrowed and the tense air filled the space. Suddenly, inexplicable humming and whispering sounds began to be heard, more human and terrifying than mere wind. As Alice led the way to find the source of the noises, her friends followed with apprehension. The cold and damp air spreading through the corridors intensified their fears. Unexpectedly, they came face to face with the ghost. The appearance of the ghost was a tangible manifestation of sheer horror. Its hollow eyes, facial deformations, and old hospital clothes reflected its past agony. The youths froze in terror. The ghost advanced towards them, and with each step, the air seemed to crackle with electricity. They started to flee in panic. The ghost's supernatural powers allowed it to catch each of them one by one. Their lives ended in horrific and painful ways. Alice managed to escape at the last moment, but the screams of her friends and the dreadful face of the ghost haunted her for the rest of her life. The next day, when the police and rescue teams came to search for the youths, they found no trace of them. The hospital continued to guard its cursed secrets within its silent and dark corridors. As the sole survivor of this terrifying experience, Alice tried to tell her story, but no one believed her. Her account was deemed too outlandish. She lived with these memories for years, waking up from nightmares, hearing the screams of her friends and seeing the ghost's horrifying face. The hospital kept its mystery, continuing to frighten townsfolk and adventurous explorers. Nobody knew exactly what happened that night. Some thought the youths had met with an accident, and their bodies were never found. Others believed Alice's terrifying tale and concluded that the hospital was cursed. As the years passed, more stories and legends emerged around the hospital. Many people claimed to hear strange sounds coming from inside the hospital at night. Some said they saw the silhouette of a ghost in the windows. However, no one dared to enter. Alice, influenced by the trauma she experienced, dedicated her life to researching paranormal events and protecting others from similar fates. Now an adult, Alice became known as a paranormal investigator, visiting cursed places around the world. Yet, none affected her as deeply as her experiences in that dark, abandoned hospital on that night. The ghost of the hospital continued to live in Alice's mind, and in the memory of the town, the ghost's quest for vengeance might last forever. Alice occasionally thought that what happened that night was just the beginning. Perhaps that old, abandoned hospital held more secrets, and the ghost was the guardian of these secrets. The townspeople stayed away from the hospital at night. Nobody wanted to know what lurked in those dark corridors. The hospital stood silently, continuing to protect its cursed secrets and dark past. And maybe one day someone else would step into those dark corridors to uncover its secrets. Alice, haunted by the memories of that fateful night, couldn't shake the feeling that the ghost of the hospital was still lingering, waiting for something. As the years went by, her obsession with the paranormal and her determination to face the ghost again grew stronger. She decided to return to the abandoned hospital, not just to confront the ghost, but to unravel the mysteries that had eluded her for so long. Armed with advanced paranormal investigation equipment, Alice embarked on a solo journey back to the old town. The townspeople, aware of her reputation as a paranormal investigator, warned her against entering the hospital, emphasizing the dangers that lurked within its walls. However, Alice's curiosity and the need to find closure propelled her forward as she entered the eerie corridors once again. The familiar oppressive atmosphere surrounded her. The darkness seemed to press against her, and the air was thick with an unspoken malevolence. Alice's heart raced, but her determination kept her moving forward. Using her experience and advanced tools, Alice began to explore the hospital methodically. She sought clues, evidence, anything that could explain the ghost's origin and purpose. The humming and whispering sounds echoed once more, sending shivers down her spine, but she pressed on. Suddenly, she found herself in the same spot where she had first encountered the ghost. The memories flooded back, and the temperature in the room seemed to drop. Alice steadied herself and, with a deep breath, called out to the ghost.
"Who are you? What do you want?" she asked, her voice echoing through the desolate halls.
The atmosphere grew more intense, and the ghost materialized before her. Its hollow eyes stared into her soul, and a chilling silence enveloped the room. Yet Alice felt a strange connection, a shared pain that transcended the horror. The ghost, in a guttural and mournful voice, began to recount its tragic tale, a tale of cruel experiments, lost humanity, and a thirst for justice that transcended death. Alice listened, absorbing the sorrow and anger that emanated from the ghost. Driven by a newfound understanding, Alice promised to help the ghost find peace. Together, they delved deeper into the hospital's secrets, uncovering hidden chambers, forgotten documents, and the truth behind the experiments that had tormented the ghost. As they progressed, the malevolent energy that had gripped the hospital began to dissipate. The ghost's form wavered, and a sense of resolution filled the air. Finally, in a burst of ethereal light, the ghost vanished, leaving behind a profound stillness. Alice, having confronted the ghost and unveiled the dark secrets of the hospital, emerged changed. The townspeople, skeptical at first, witnessed the transformation in her and began to reconsider the legends surrounding the hospital. With the ghost gone, Alice dedicated herself to preserving the history of the hospital and ensuring that its horrors were never forgotten. She turned the abandoned building into a memorial and a warning, using her experiences to educate others about the consequences of unchecked scientific pursuits. The town, once shrouded in fear, slowly embraced the truth. The hospital's secrets were no longer a source of nightmares, but a testament to the resilience of the human spirit and the importance of acknowledging the past. And so the abandoned hospital, once a symbol of horror, became a place of reflection and remembrance, guarded by Alice's unwavering commitment to ensuring that the ghost quest for justice had finally come to an end.